Hi, I'm just a couple of minutes early just to make sure everything's okay. We've been really busy. I'm Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, and I'm coming to you live from Southeast Texas. My husband and I travel back and forth between Southwest Missouri and Southeast Texas, which is home. So, anyway, I'm going to get started in just a minute. This is late for my lives on Thursday. If you follow me, you may know that my husband's brother passed away recently, and his celebration of life is this weekend here in Texas. So, we drove down on Tuesday and are here for the weekend and expecting some company, some family to come in from out of town for the service. So, we've got a lot going on, but I'm excited to share with you this evening. Just brought a few of my supplies, and so I put together a couple of cards that I can share with you as we take a look at the new in colors. You probably have already seen them, but it was my first time to work with them. So welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And hey, Kathy. I'll be seeing Kathy soon. Kathy is Jackie's sister. And we're going to get started. Let me check some things here and make sure I've got everything like it's supposed to be. So I'm on Facebook. If you are on YouTube, if you say hello and let me know if everything's okay with the sound, I would appreciate it. So the new catalog is going live on May the 1st, coming up. Hi, Lynn. May the 1st, so it's just around the corner. I'm a little late with everything that's going on. I'm a little late getting some information out, like about a paper share, a designer paper share. So that will be forthcoming probably next week. And okay, Lynn, thank you. So anyway, we're going to be talking a little bit and looking at some of the papers from the catalog, the new catalog tonight, on this fun fold card that I'm sharing that I don't think I've ever shared it before. It's kind of new to me. So welcome and thank you for joining in. Just going to take care of a little business here. On the bottom of my screen, that is my host code for the month. So if you place an order through my online store, if you'll use that code, it will help me out a lot. Okay, so thank you for being here and thank you. Let me see, get that off. Come on back. Hey, Cindy. Okay, so the new in colors. Oh my goodness, they are so pretty. I know that some of you have particular favorites, but they're all just gorgeous. Okay, so we have Shy Shamrock, which is a pretty green, Petunia Pop, which is kind of a crowd favorite, Summer Splash, which is the one I tend to lean toward. It's that blue-green turquoise like I love. Peach Pie, which I thought, I didn't know about this one, but I think I really am going to like it. And a returning favorite, Pretty in Pink, which used to be part of our Subtles collection. And it's come back, and we were kind of missing that in our color wheel, this pretty pink. So I am glad to see it. Okay. So I think that's all I have to tell you. I will say that if you're not on my email list, you want to sign up for that. So when you sign up, you do get a free online class. Take a screenshot of that link there so you can go to it and sign up, because that's where I'm going to be sharing lots of information with you, and we can just keep in touch. You get exclusive project ideas and tips, and I just try to keep an open line with you there and let you know what's going on. Okay, so go ahead and sign up there so you'll get my emails. All right. All right. Let me go back to comments. Hi, Diana. Good evening. Glad to see you. Okay, so we've talked about the new in colors. They're gorgeous. And let me see. Let me get this off of here so that we don't have any distraction. Okay, So the first card we're going to make, I decided to use Petunia Pop as the base. And I'm also using some designer paper from the new catalog, and it is Thoughtful Journey. It comes in a 6x6. Oh, good, Lynn. Those would be pretty. A 6x6, and these are gorgeous papers. I mean, look at those colors. Even here on, I'm trying to get my right. Even here on the video, look how beautiful this style of paper has been very popular with crafters, and it's beautiful. So I believe there are 48 sheets in the pack, and four of each, 12 for each of 12 designs. Okay, so let's just take a look at them real quick because they're so gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So the colors in here are Blackberry Bliss, Boho Blue, Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pool Party, Pretty Peacock, and Wild Weed. Okay, so there's one, and that's just like a little lake and the foliage and then the horizon. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, and then that. And here we have a little, some flowers growing in a field. And then this watercolor wash for the back. Here's another little landscape here. And this, I believe, is supposed to be like a pond or a lake. Just gorgeous colors. And then the back has that skyline. Okay. You can do so much with it. Here are some trees and misty moonlight. And then a wash on the back. I think this is called that salted technique. I'm not sure, but I know there's a way that they get these little splotches. Does anybody know what that's called? Pop it in the comments if you do. Okay, and here's another little, it looks like the edge of a lake. So pretty. Very subtle, very subtle. That looks like a skyline, and then the horizon here, and then the landscape there, and then maybe a lake. I love this one. Isn't that pretty? Love that Cajun Craze through there. And then we have this in Wild Wheat. Here's this, and it has some little wildflowers through there. And then another, I want to say salted background, but there's a way they get those little splashes. Another one. Pretty. I think we have this. Look, this is just same scene, but just in a different colorway. Isn't that pretty? And then there's the back. Oh gosh, that sky's gorgeous. My goodness. It's like you hate to use one side or the other because they're both just so pretty. This is a pretty one too. Petunia Pop. What color is this? Lost Lagoon. And this is one, I'm using this tonight, and I'm going to actually cut the paper so you can see how I tried to make the most of the scenes. Yes, Deborah, isn't it gorgeous? Hey, Catherine, good to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so let me put the paper aside. Oh, did I show you this one? There's another one, look. Oh, so pretty. Blackberry Bliss there. Okay, let's look at this piece of designer paper here. So I needed a strip here and then a square, okay? So I wanted to make the most of it. And so what I'm doing first is I'm going to cut a piece 2 3/4 inches wide by 5 1/4 tall. Okay, that's the piece I'm going to cut first because I'm using both pieces of designer paper from this particular 6x6 square. Okay, I'm going to do that. My lighting's a little, but you know what? It's usually daylight, not getting sunset when I record or when I go live. So the lighting is very different. So I'm going to try to make it where y'all can see the best. Okay, so let me get my paper trimmer here. Yes, Diana, I can see me using quite a bit of this. Just, and what I like about this is you could like use it for the front of a card and it make just add a sentiment, and it's gorgeous. Okay, so what did I say? 2 3/4 wide. So I'm going to do this side. I think I'm doing this right. Oh, that's what I did. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to cut it like I thought. Confusing myself. 2 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to line that up there. And cut that. And then I need 5 1/4 tall. So I'm actually decided to use this side. Okay. Isn't that pretty? So 5 1/4, I'm going to cut off, let's see. If I line it up here, and I always do this, I try it both ways to see, you know, I'm going to cut off quite a bit there. 5 1/4. And let's see if I do it this way. So I'm going to do it this way because the way I'm going to have the fold going, it's going to cover, this is probably the only part that will show. So I'm going to cut it off this way and just see how it goes. 5 1/4. Okay. Let me make sure. Yeah, 5 1/4. Okay, so we have that we're going to work with. A little scrap. Then on this side, I want to use like this part. So I need it 3 1/4 inches square. Okay, so let me just see what that does right here. I like this mossy meadow, so I'm going to come down and I'm going to cut it at 4. Okay, and then I need it 3 1/4. Let's see, let me make sure. Yeah. 3 1/4. So let's go here now and see what that's going to cut off. I'm going to have this Lost Lagoon there for color, and that part of that's going to be covered up anyway, so I'm going to go with it this. Okay, and then I need 3 1/4 inches this way, and that's what I have. I might have to slice off just a tad, and there we go. So those are our 2 pieces of designer paper. So you see how you can kind of turn it and play with it and do your measurements to see, make the most of the scene that you have. So I really thought about that before I did it. Okay, and look, I could do it this way too, but for the card that I'm doing today, I liked this side better. See, that I told you, you have a hard time deciding which side to use, and it's like you feel like you're cheating the other side because you covered it up. All right, so let's move that out of the way. And now I'm going to get my card base. So I had a 5 1/2 by 7 1/4 inch piece of Petunia Pop. Okay, so it's smaller than a normal card base, but it's because we're folding it and leaving this side exposed here. Okay, so 5 1/2 by 7 1/4, and then I scored it at 3. So on the long side, on the 7 1/4 inch side. So this is here. Let me find my bone folder. So I was at Mia's last night, my granddaughter. Where's my bone folder? And she was, I don't know, we were in the bathroom or something, I don't know. And she, for some reason, she had a bone folder in there. And I thought, what are you doing with my bone folder in there? She goes, it's not your bone folder. And she turned it over, and I had given one to her a couple of years ago, and I had put her name on it with a label, so it said, she goes, it's my bone folder. I said, okay, but hers was a lot cleaner and prettier than this one. I have to clean it all the time. I always get glue on there. All right, so we have that Petunia Pop, and then I have another piece that is cut at 3 1/2. Let me show you here. 3 1/2 by 4. Okay. And then on the long side, Up here on the 4-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch. All right. So let me fold on this score line here. And you all have probably made this fold. It's fun to do because it really shows off some designer paper. And we're going to put adhesive here, glue here, and we're going to glue it down right there, eyeballing trying to center it top to bottom. It really doesn't matter where you put it, okay? I think I'm going to center it, but let's just see. So this piece is going to go here. See how it covers up a lot of it, but I wanted this showing because it's such a contrast to it. So if I did this, no, I think I want to center it, okay? So I'm going to glue that right there. So I'm going to get some liquid glue. All right. And then we're going to put that right here and give it a good press. So I've got the fold on the edge of the card front, okay? So there's that simple fun fold there, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and put my designer paper on. That's going to go like that, and this square is going to go right here, okay? Pretty that is. Ooh, so pretty. Gosh. When we came in a while ago, I turned the air conditioner up because it was freezing in here, and now I'm glistening with these lights. So I was mentioning that the new catalog is out or going to go live. And so if you are not in a relationship or working with another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a catalog, please let me know and I will send one out. You can leave a message here or message me on Facebook. It's okay, Kathy. Yeah, you can. You can tell him I'm getting a little toasty in here. I think he has his phone with him. All right. So there we go. I like that. Now, we have this little edge here. We're going to cover that up. And so I'm going to use a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, that's just the standard size I use for the inside there. But I want to go ahead and stamp my sentiment before I glue it in. And I'm using sentiments from this Quiet Reflections stamp set. This is in the current mini catalog. I'm just using the You're on My Mind, and what else did I use? Oh, to remember is to give life to those we've loved and lost. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that. Thank you. Okay, and thanks, Kathy. So I'm going to get my stamp here to remember. Here it is. It seems like I have needed quite a few sympathy cards lately. We've had 2 big losses in our family just in the last couple of months. 45 degrees. Oh my goodness, Deborah. Whew. Okay. Inking this up. I need to see if I can find my mat because my table has some little warts in it, and sometimes it's like an oops. There we go. So normally on these red rubber stamps that has plenty of cushion and you don't have to have a cushion underneath it. But if your stamping surface is not perfectly even, straight, um, it could affect it. So let me tell you my thought process here. I want to stamp this sentiment that when the card is closed, it's not showing up here or down here. Okay, so it needs to be more in the middle of the card. So I've got my eyeball on where it goes. Okay. So now, leave that out here. Let me go ahead and glue this on the inside. We had, it was cold like in the 40s last week in Missouri. But it warmed up like to the low 60s, so it was nice. We went to Silver Dollar City. My brother came to visit, and it was a nice day. It was sunny and cool. Okay, I usually try to use, if I'm using like a one main color, Deborah, on this one I'm only using Petunia Pop ink. So that's what I'm using for my sentiments. Okay. Hey, Kathy, thanks. Thank you. Um, so that's how I do it. I only use the black ink usually if maybe I have stamped my image in black, or the predominant color is black of the card, then I'll use it. But I try to use a colored ink usually to go with the card. Okay. All right. So there we go with that. And then I've already cut 2 squares from the Stylish Shapes dies. So they're these 2 smallest in Basic White and in Petunia Pop. So these are the Stylish Shapes dies. I use these 2 smallest squares. We have squares, banner pieces, and circles. And then it has that little perforated edge, which is super cute. And I'm going to stamp You're on My Mind. Okay. So I kept this very simple. I didn't need like a stamped image or anything because of the detail and the colorfulness of the paper. Okay. So now I'm just going to layer these 2. Yeah, Deborah, I like to use a colored ink. You know, that's really one of the things that drew me to Stampin' Up! Products back 18 years ago, is that the color coordination, how you can, no guesswork, you know what goes with what, you know. So I love that. Okay, so next I'm going to put this on the front here, and I decided to like offset it a bit and make it overhang to let most of this show. Now, in this case, and I'm going to show you how I did my other card in a minute. I really would like these flowers here to show, okay, instead of just that greenery. Okay, so I'm going to switch it up and move it over here. Okay, so I'll show you the other one in just a second and how I did it differently. And it was because of the designer paper and the pattern and the scene on the back. So I'm going to put this here. Okay, and then I'm going to get some linen thread and some of the Petunia Pop. I almost said Pretty Posy. Petunia Pop ribbon. And so I'm just going to leave it on the bolt. And I kind of fold it about 1 inch or 2 inches on each side. So it's about a 4-inch piece. And then I'm going to cut it off like that. And take some linen thread, cut it off. And this is just a different ribbon treatment I like to do when I don't use a bow or a knot. I'm going to tie this in a knot just below the loop at the top. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, I'm going to move it up just a tad. Pull it tight. Then I'm going to tie a bow. And that's why you need to cut the length of the linen thread a little longer so you can deal with tying the bow. I like to do 2 bunny ears. Okay. Turn it around a little bit and pull it tight. Okay, so now we have that. We're going to pull our card back in, and I'm going to attach it right there with a glue dot. And I decided not to use any bling on this card. Okay. So I'm going to get a glue dot. Where is my tool? Somewhere. I don't know what to do with it. Oh, well, I'll use my scissors. I'm going to put it right behind the linen thread there. And then just use that and give it a good press. Okay, so there's our first card. Okay, don't you love the color? Okay, so let me show you the first one. See how I did it over here? I brought this and it over to overhang this square because I wanted this to show. Okay, so you have some leeway when you have a smaller sentiment or image when you're using this paper. Okay, so I like that I left this and covered up the green. I really like that. Thank you. Okay, so that's 2 different options. So let's see. So I will say, if you leave a comment, you know, I know some people will watch the replay. I'll probably do it. Choose someone to send one of these cards to in a random drawing. I need that for those that leave a comment. Thank you, Deborah. I like this fold. It's fancy, but it's so simple to do, you know? Okay, there's our first card. Now I'm going to show you the paper that I'm using on the next card, or the stack I'm pulling it from. So this is called, I need to learn all these names, Unbounded Beauty. And the colors in this are Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Pretty Peacock, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. So it has all of the new in colors in it, plus a few more. Okay, so here is this. Okay, it's a pretty floral. And then here's the back. Summer Splash. And then here's this one. This is the pattern I'm using tonight on the next card. It's got Pretty in Pink, Petunia Pop, Basic White, and Summer Splash. And then we have a Petunia Pop, kind of like a washed stripe. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then we have this smaller floral. And these are great to fussy cut out to use on your cards. Okay, these little, not hard to cut at all. And then the back is in Pretty in Pink in that wash. And I love how they took just like the basic white and they have leaves and blooms and buds. Really pretty. Then this one, Peach Pop with a little Calypso Coral. I believe that's what that is, in basic white. And then I believe this is Shy Shamrock. Is it? It's like I have to take my, I think so. Yeah. Pretty. And then here's a floral and petunia pop. And it looks like the dark is berry burst. And oh, this pretty wash. This is with Pretty in Pink and Peach Pie. And then we have this wash with Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, and Pretty in Pink. And then this Peach Pie Distress look. It's got little dots on it. See there? Cute, huh? Super cute. Okay. Let's put these aside and get our next card ready. So this one I'm making the same fold, but it's going to look different, so different. So this is just showing you how you can change it up. So here is the, what did I say? That's why I keep my little Post-its handy. 5.5 by 7 1/4 and score it at 3 on the long side. So there's my 3-inch score. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and fold that and give it a good crease. All right. And then I have my 4 by 3.5 with a 1/2 inch score here for this tab that's going to go right there. Okay. So let me see. Is that what I want to do next? I think so. Let's go ahead and put that together. And this is Summer Splash. Okay, Summer Splash. To me, it reminds me of like a light Bermuda Bay that just retired. I mean, that, you know, we don't have Bermuda Bay anymore. I loved Bermuda Bay. This is like a light version. See, they knew this was coming and I would have a replacement for my Bermuda Bay. Okay, here we go here. Okay, got that. All right. Then here is the pattern that I chose. It's going to go here. That is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 long. And when you cut, be sure you have your pattern going the right way. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that on. On this one, I did not stamp a sentiment on the inside because I want to save it. It's going to be a thank you card. Okay. All right. Now, for this, instead of putting another piece of designer paper, I cut a 3 by 3-inch square and I used one of our new embossing folders. Look at that. It's eyelet. It's eyelet. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. Just gorgeous. Okay. So I'm not going to put that on yet because I'm going to do ribbon around it. Okay. So I didn't cut it 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 like I did on the designer paper because I wanted a bolder frame around it than just what this design, what it would have been with designer paper cut 3 1/4 inches square. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to take this. Here's the ribbon in Summer Splash. And I'm just going to tie it around it. And I'll have to say this ribbon is very easy to work with. It's easy to tie. I'll have to say that last year's ribbon, that tinsel-y looking, no, we had some other one. It was kind of thick. It was a little too thick for my liking, our In Color ribbon from last year, because it, you know, I try not to add a lot of bulk to the cards, especially when I'm going to mail them. But this is awesome. So I bought it in every color because I will use it because of the feel and the weight and the suppleness and just easy to tie. Okay, and it's got a little stitching along the sides. So I'm going to cut this like that. And I can go ahead and glue this on here now. So, okay, like this. Okay, let's go ahead and glue that on. I'm going to do this again, make that lie flat. I remember, y'all, when I first started card making, I guess when I went to my first Stampin' Up! Party, I was hesitant, okay? I was big into scrapbooking, and my daughter said, let's go to this Stampin' Up! Party, rubber stamps. I went, I don't need rubber stamps. How wrong I was. 18 years later. So anyway, I went and I saw the versatility of a rubber stamp and how you could make your own backgrounds. And anyway, when I saw these bone folders, I thought, what in the world is that for? I mean, I had never seen one because I hadn't made any cards. And you know, I thought, you don't need a bone folder. Yes, you do. I mean, it really makes a difference. So it's like made a liar out of me. I don't need rubber stamps. How many stamp sets later? I would, not even going to count. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, okay, so we have that done. And now we're going to do our sentiment. So I cut another piece from the Summer Splash in one of the banner pieces from that same Stylish Shapes. Okay, it's this one right here. And I'm going to emboss the sentiment on it from this So Sincere. This is carried over. Okay, got some great sentiments on it. So I did, what did I do? Oh, so thankful for you. So thankful for you. Okay. All right, so let me get my stuff over here. What did I do? Here it is. So I've got my Versamark ink for embossing, my embossing buddy, reverse tweezers, and somewhere I have a little brush. And I don't have my little tray because I do my embossing over my little Gladware thing. Where is my, here we go. Okay, so this puts like a powder, it's like a static remover and keeps the embossing powder from sticking everywhere. Versamark ink is a clear watermark ink used for embossing, or it can be tone stamping. So you'll see probably when I stamp. That up again. Now this barely fits here, but it was a good little fit, so I went ahead and used this size. So you see how you can see the So Thankful for You on there. Okay, so if you don't have all the ink colors and you want, it just kind of does a tone on tone. Thanks, Carol. Appreciate it. I was wondering. Okay, so now let me hurry up and get the embossing powder on it. My embossing powder, y'all, is old. And when it does get old, and I think it should have an expiration date on it because it's like it doesn't want to stick. I need some new, but I'm waiting till the new catalog goes live. So I got that there. Okay, so that's a little powder. And then I'm going to heat up my embossing tool. It'll get a little loud for a minute. This heat embossing is another thing that amazed me when I first started card making and rubber stamping. I went, that's how they do that. You know, you see people that create, and I saw all kinds of cards and scrapbook pages that have this shiny, shiny little sentiments and words. Okay, so here, what I'm going to do is use Stampin' Dimensionals to pop that up. Let me get some here. I need some bigger ones. These are one out of my paper pumpkin kit left over. All right. So I'm going to put that. And when you emboss, heat emboss like that, it's good to, like I did just then, to let it dry a little bit before you turn it over or handle it. Just in case. Okay, 3-dimensional adhesives there. And I'm going to put it right here. Okay. We have that. And on this one, I am using bling. So these are our In Color Shimmer Gems that will be in the new catalog, or that are in the new catalog. So next week, I may do a catalog walkthrough. I'm not sure. I may do a poll and see who wants to see that and go through the catalog. I don't have a lot of samples, but I like looking at all the stuff again. So if you're interested, let me know. But I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. And I may do that on Wednesday of next week. I'll let you know. Okay, so let me see. What am I looking for? I am just looking to see where I put the gems on the other one. I got busy talking and then thinking about when am I going to do my live next week. Okay, so I'm putting 3. Big, small, and then a small one up here. 3 of them. Okay, and so for the inside, all I'm going to do is put the 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of basic white. And like if I had a scrap of designer paper, which I probably will do. Let me see if I can do that now, because I don't like to leave the inside without anything. Let's see. What's on the back of this? So I'm going to take the sheet, the same one I used, and I'm going to cut a strip a 1/2 inch wide, and I'll go ahead and do it all the way across because I'll probably make another, put it on my other card. Have that, and so I need it 4 inches wide and 4 inches wide. So it just makes all the difference instead of leaving just the plain white on the inside. So if you have not watched me before in your own YouTube, if you will, subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you can get notification of when I go live and when I add new videos. And be sure that you sign up for my email list so we can keep in touch and you get all the latest information. Okay. It's like these colors are so close to me that I get confused. That free card class link there, you get a free card class when you sign up for my email list. And be sure and leave a comment because I'll do a drawing to send these cards. Send one of each to someone. Or to 2 people, I should say. Okay, so see how that made a difference? Oh, but you know, that's okay. I wasn't thinking. Remember how I tried not to get it below? Y'all think that's okay down there? I'm going to leave it. I don't think that's too big of a distraction, but that's what I get for talking so much. I think what I'm going to do here is come up here and put it there. Now, there we go. Okay. So here are these cards. Get some of this stuff out of the way. My goodness, Lisa. That's a little better. Yes, Cindy, I love it. And it's so easy. Where are my other cards? Here they are. Okay. So there are cards for tonight. What do you think of the new in colors? Aren't they pretty? So bright and fresh and not too bold in your face, you know, just, and I love how like we go every year, it's like such a big surprise because, you know, the last year's with the copper clay and the moody mauve, the pebble path, all of those were really muted but darker colors. And this year we have bright and clear and fun colors. Not that they weren't fun last year. Y'all know what I mean. So anyway, so thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you watching, whether you're here live or watching the replay. Be sure to leave a comment by, let's say, the end of the weekend, I guess. Oh, yes, Deborah, me too. Leave a comment. I'll probably go through the end of the day, 6 o'clock or something on Sunday, and I'll do a random drawing. And I'll send a card, this card to someone and this card to someone. Okay. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. If I can help you with anything, let me know. If you enjoyed the video and you're on YouTube or Facebook, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any friends that you think would enjoy it, please share. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. I'm Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, inspiring you to create, share, and make a difference. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.